The squadron is on the move once again. As feared, the frost has hardened the muddy ground on the front, and Fritz is again on the march. German troops are now truly within a stone's throw of Moscow's suburbs, and the 157th Fighter Air Regiment has been rebased to Rogachevko. At this point, nobody is even bothering to get unpacked, although the facilities here are an improvement. Rogachevko has 2 runways, proper ones this time, and even a pair of control towers to boot. It seems the silver lining of our retreat is that as we grow closer to the capital, the infrastructure seems to improve, and that's a welcome change as far as I'm concerned. I have a bunk in a barracks for now, instead of a muddy dugout, and I'm beginning to wonder if I'm only one more retreat away from getting my own office. Strangely enough, this has all resulted in a bit of a morale boost around the squadron. It's odd to see a withdrawal have this kind of effect, but it's hard to argue with warmer beds and firmer runways. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that this place wouldn't look too unusual if it was located somewhere outside Southampton, or over in Kent. Well, perhaps Kent during particularly bitter winter. The Jerrys, meanwhile, are moving into the frozen ditches we previously called home, and they're welcome to it, as far as I'm concerned. I think the army did quite a bit of damage to the place after we left, as if it could possibly get even more uninhabitable. So the Abvil boys are going to have their hands full cleaning up the mess. At the moment, their troops are making a push up towards the Volga Reservoir, presumably hoping to reach the banks and split the Red Army in half on either side. So we've been informed that we'll be focusing a lot of attention on that area in the coming days. I've told Boris not to bother removing the bomb racks from the Hurricanes in the meantime. I suspect they'll be seeing a lot of use. We're still getting a lot of the new replacements settled in. Vladimir is doing well, even if his low-level flying could use some improvement. Natasha, meanwhile, seems to have a slightly nervous disposition that I'm not sure is going to do her many favours. Her technical flying skills are perfectly up to standard, but I worry about how she's going to react to real aerial combat. Each new one we get in has even fewer flight hours than the last, and I don't think that trend is going to change anytime soon. I've taken to tutoring them as best as I can one-on-one as time permits, and Captain Sharonov is doing the same. Innokenti Sharonov, by the way, is a damn fine officer. Alexei might be the soul of the squadron, but Innokenti keeps the place running like clockwork. It's quite rare to see someone so young command such a practiced talent for this kind of thing, but this war is full of people rising to the occasion, so perhaps I shouldn't be so surprised. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to IL-2 Battle of Moscow. And we've moved to airbase again. Yes, we're at Rogachevo now, and that's probably not how you pronounce it, to be completely honest with you. But we're at Rogachevo, and we're doing another ground attack mission. We're off to try and bomb some enemy convoys of trucks and things, I believe. If you have a look at the map, Rogachevo's here. We're actually flying all the way down here. The map's bugging out a little bit. You can only see the front lines when you move all the way out. But as you can see, they've moved quite a bit. The Germans are now that close to Moscow. Yeah, it's getting real close. Anyway, we're flying down this way. The Germans are advancing into this sort of river delta area. And we're aiming for a target that's next to this village here of Matyushkina. Along a little stretch of road here. And or it's actually down the road from our previous airbase, Dyatlovo, which is just there, and which is now, of course, actually quite deep in German territory all of a sudden. Yeah, they've been advancing quickly. Anyway, we're going down here to bomb something, and it must be quite important, whatever it is, because according to the briefing screen, the Soviet Air Force has assigned a wing of Sturmoviks to the exact same target as us, so there's going to be us going for it, as well as some Sturmoviks, apparently, so seems to be a priority thing for some reason. We've got an escort of I-16 Ishaks today, which is always nice. Like seeing those little guys flying around. Hopefully they'll watch our backs. Our wingmen today are Dennis, over there is our number 2. Yaroslav is our number 3, and Natasha is at the back. That's number 4. Good luck to all of you. We're going to need it. On the right side, we do have a proper runway, so that's nice. Let's go. Got 250-pound bombs today, since we're just going after, you know, a vehicle convoy, presumably. Not the big 500-pound chonkers. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to miss Jatlovo that much, actually. The snowy field to take off in with the unflattened runway was not fun. There's the Ishaks up there. Right, we better make sure we actually hit the designated rendezvous waypoint. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Okay, let's have a look. Directly in front of us, take off, and then we have to double back again to rendezvous just directly over the field. Looks like. So, well, folks. Take a bit to the left, actually. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen. Looks like you are all joining me. Good. Folks, I will see you when the proverbial is about to hit the fan, I suppose. Toodaloo. We're beginning the start of our attack run. It's a few more minutes to go, but just passing through this burning and destroyed village at the moment. Shudder to think what's going on down there. We should be on just about the right course. I think the map's taking a minute to update. Yeah, there we go. There's actually a river through these woods here that we're following pretty much all the way down. And there's a point where the two rivers get incredibly close to each other. It splits into two. They get incredibly close to each other, and then right there, past the first bridge, is pretty much our target. Shouldn't be too hard to find. No sign of the enemy yet. Doesn't mean they're not out there, though. The Ishaks are still with us. Our little chubby guardian angels up there. Guardian cherubs, I suppose. I make jokes only because the stress is real. Bombing missions over enemy territory are just so friggin' nerve-wracking in this campaign. We're nearly there. I'm going to speed up. Still with me, guys? Uh-oh. Those better be the Sturmoviks. There's 4 of them. Sure hope those are Sturmoviks. They kind of look like they might be. Check in the mirror. Not for my own reflection. I'm actually a vampire, you see. My reflection doesn't show up in it. Okay. The order's been given. Patrol for ground targets. They should be out in front of us here somewhere, boys. There's a bridge. It's hard to spot roads in the middle of this wilderness, isn't it? Keep checking our 6. Alright, anti-air's opening up on us. I might as well go in and strafe some of these guys. Didn't manage to destroy those guns, but I suppressed them a bit, I suppose. What is that? Not sure what the hell that is. I've shot it, though. I don't see any... I'm sure the road is this line of trees, pretty much. Uh-oh. So we have company by the sounds of it. I really don't see anything worth dropping bombs on. Oh, wait, now I do. Here we go. Okay. I probably should have dropped a bomb on that. That's an enemy flak truck. Yeah, there seems to be a dogfight unfolding. Oh boy. Flak fire. That's not good. I'm gonna dump both my bombs on this slot and skedaddle, I think. There they go. Oh, I can see the flak shells exploding on the ground. I don't know if we got anything. I didn't really want to turn back to look. Looks like we did. Alright. Flight leader orders. Orders. Follow me, guys. I don't know where the Ishaks are. I'd quite like to give them a hand, potentially. No help from the map. In any case, I think I'm going to loiter until our squadron mates rejoin us. Apparently it's not going well for the Ishaks. Where the hell is everyone? Guys, where are you? See something up there. See traces. Or is that just ground fire? Can't really tell. For all I know, they could be with me, except they're just in the clouds. They do like to do that. Like imbecile wingmen. They like to just fly through the clouds directly above you. Okay then. But we can cheat. We can see where they are. Because they tell us in real life with their radios. And indeed they are above us. And yes, it looks like the Ishaks are dogfighting in the middle of clouds. And do you know what? I'm not interested. The AI might have X-ray vision, but I don't. I'm not going to have a dogfight in the middle of some clouds. I salute your sacrifice, Ishak Squadron, but I can't help you there, I'm afraid. Alright everybody, we're home. Safe and sound as far as I can tell. Look at that, 2 runways to choose from at this place. We're absolutely spoiled. I mean, there's no hangars, but 2 runways. And there's some sheds over there next to the village that might be used for aircraft maintenance. But yeah, there's no proper hangars at this place. I don't even know which direction we should land from, honestly. I need to check the wind. Let's have a look. We'll do a low pass and see if I can see a windsock somewhere. There's one. I think this is where we took off from as well. Yeah, straight into a headwind, wasn't it? So yeah, we want to land this way. Alright, well I'll turn this into my downwind, I suppose. Oh, and you'll get to land, everybody. They've been following me all the way back, except they just refuse to come down to my level. They've been flying in and out of the clouds the entire way. Scaredy cats. Right. Gear. This is a very steep turn onto base, but it's okay. They like to play things fast and loose here in Russia, apparently. Flaps down as well. Flaps down. Whoa, God, a holy balloon, Batman. had to look down at the indicator because I got the HUD turned off. I love the ice seems to have formed on my windscreen, by the way. That's such a neat touch. Oh, it's one of my bouncier landings, that one. I'm not very impressed. I suppose we should taxi off to the left. Get the flaps up. Wave at the gentleman in the tower. Gentlemen and possibly ladies, who knows actually. And honestly, I think I'll stop right here. Honestly, this control tower seems to be the warmest place within a kilometre of here, so, yeah, this will do. There we go. Any damage to speak of? There was plenty of flak shooting at us. I don't know if they scored any hits, though. Don't know why I try using the free camera for this. I should just use this. No, seem to be largely unharmed. Other than a few marks next to the cockpit there, but that looks like that might just be dirt. Yes, seem to be free of damage. Astonishing. Well, well. Okay, well... The others are around here somewhere. There they are. Oh, got a Sturmovik. Landing or taking off? Landing, looks like. Landing with a big old bounce. What's that say on the side? Larry... something? I can't pass the surname there, but it's obviously the plane seems to be dedicated to someone called Valeri. Okay, I was worried for a minute there. Yeah, no, all three of our wingmen are still up and about. One of them seems to be on approach, in fact. I say on approach, but not a very tidy one. They're going to go all the way, or... Oh, wow. Yeah, there's so many units in play right now, I don't think time compression is working. Woohoo! I have to say, IL-2 on the new machine is real nice. It's weird calling it the new computer these days. It's not that new anymore, but, you know, it's new compared to the last IL-2 playthrough we did, where I ended up having to seriously scale down the size of the missions in order to avoid the slowdown time dilation effect, and I just don't get that anymore on the new PC. Sometimes I'm not able to use time compression on very rare occasions, but that's about it. I don't get any more of the slow motion. Alright, see, dude. See this landing, buddy. Yeah, pretty good. Bounce, 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 bounce. We won't hold that against you, mate. You're landing on snow, for one thing, and also... yeah, as previously discussed, the ground effect in this game is a little bit silly. Anyway. There we go, that's nice and picturesque. Ladies and gentlemen, I shall see you for the debriefing in a minute. Right, well, everybody made it home safe and sound on this one, although I am curious to see what the fate of the I-16s was. It probably wasn't very pretty. Victories claimed 0. And... maximum information, start debrief. Let's see what went down, shall we? Is that it? That's the whole log? Wow. It's not much, is it? Okay, so some ground combat. Moisi Curtin damaged by Moreno Grassi. Okay, so... There were some Italians prowling about, were there? Ah, it's a shame the weather was so crappy. I wouldn't have minded having a tussle with those guys, get a bit of revenge. I fancy my chances against a flight of matches. They're nowhere near as scary as 109s. But they're not so much the case when they can shoot at you through clouds, and I have witnessed the AI doing that before, actually, when I've been watching them on the external camera. I have watched them shoot at each other through solid cloud. I say solid cloud, like cloud is solid, but it's not. You know what I mean, though, right? Like, shooting at them in a way that they shouldn't be able to unless they have thermal vision. Looks like we damaged some Flak 38. Yes, we did, didn't we? We strafed it. And another one. MC202 was brought down by Dimitri. Ah, nice. Well, the I-16's got some licks in then, apparently. We damaged a flak veering, and another one, or possibly the same one twice. Don't really know. Damaged an Opel Blitz truck. Blew up an Opel Tankwagen truck, whatever that means. Truck was destroyed. Well, damaged it, and the truck was destroyed. Ford truck damaged, Opel Blitz truck damaged, Ford truck damaged, Opel Blitz truck damaged. We destroyed another truck. And we destroyed another truck. So we destroyed 3 trucks, it looks like, and damaged a whole bunch of other stuff. That works for me. As usual, our compadres failed to do anything useful in the ground attack department, but never mind. If we'd hung around for long enough, they probably would have finally got it through the thick skulls that were supposed to be attacking ground targets. But hanging around is not something I wanted to do under the circumstances, so we bombed a convoy, we blew up a bunch of trucks, damaged a bunch of other stuff. I think job done, mission accomplished as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't look like the Sturmovix managed to destroy anything, oddly enough. They didn't seem to accomplish anything. I don't see anything in here about them. Oh, interesting. Sea Parachute _3618815 was destroyed. Well then. There were some panzers and stuff down there. I feel like that's what the Sturmovix ought to have gone for, if you ask me, but whatever. I wouldn't have minded bombing some tanks. I'd have to do that a bit more often, honestly. Feels a bit more like you're helping the blokes on the front line if you get to bomb some tanks. Sadly, it doesn't come up very often, though. Most of the time, it's always bomb this convoy of trucks or bomb this train station. Fly dangerously close to this airfield. That sort of thing. Anyway, debrief complete. 3 trucks to our name, apparently. Very nice. Viktor Bebnev has joined the squadron as well. Excellent, more replacements. Anything to make the roster look a little less unhealthy is good, if you ask me. Although, we've got 2 guys now with the same portrait, and that will not do. No. How's about that? We don't have that guy anywhere, do we? No. Right, that's Victor. Welcome aboard, Victor. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. I will catch you next time as 157 Fighter Air Regiment. The 157th, Fighter Air Regiment is the correct way to say it. As we continue to, struggle our way through the Battle of Moscow and its darkest phases as the Germans close in on the city itself. I'm curious. There's this question that's been forming in my mind for a little while now, which is whether or not the front lines are accurately reflecting what happened in real life, or whether the campaign is truly dynamic, and if we screw up enough times, the Germans will actually take Moscow. I don't think that's the case. I think it follows history rather than being completely dynamic, but I don't know. I've played some games like this in the past, like Strike Fighters 2, where the campaign is completely dynamic. And it doesn't follow the historical record. So, yeah, I imagine it's probably the case that it follows history, though, on this one. Particularly since you have the special missions. If I go ahead and hit leave campaign here, I can show you. These are incorporated into the campaigns themselves, but you can actually fly them individually if you want to. They're the iconic missions. And these are all the ones that are built into PWCG at the moment. There are none for Moscow, tragically, but for Stalingrad, you've got the city bombing, the barges across the river, Operation Uranus, the encirclement. With Kuban, you've got shipping, you've got Kerch amphibious assault, and then in the Rhine, you've got Market Garden, the Ardennes German assault, Bastogne, Ardennes Allied counterattack, Bodenplatte, plunder and Varsity, as well, which is pretty darn cool. So it's another cool selling point for PWCG, I think, is the inclusion of these iconic missions. I think you have to have your campaign mission generating settings set a certain way for these to appear, but it's pretty epic when they do. So I believe when the new version of PWCG comes out, they'll have ones for Normandy in here as well, like an iconic mission for the Normandy landings, for example. So I'm looking forward to that, I have to admit. Really, really am. It's already available in beta if you really desperately want to give it a try, but it does sound like it's a little bit buggy still, so I'm kind of giving it a wide berth for now. But yeah. Anyway, ladies and gents, thank you all very much for tuning in. This really is goodbye this time. See you next time. Toodaloo.